at ways we can evaluate company performance using information from stockholders' equity. First, let's talk about return on equity. This measures the ability of company management to generate earnings from the resources that owners provide. To calculate return on equity, take net income divided by average stockholders' equity. Dividend yield measures how much a company pays out in dividends relative to its share price. To calculate dividend yield, you take dividends per share divided by stock price. Here's some data for Facebook and IBM. In this information, you've got their net sales, net income, total liabilities, stockholders' equity at the beginning and end. You've got their stock price, dividends per share, and average shares outstanding. So let's calculate the return on equity for both Facebook and IBM. You're going to take net income divided by average stockholders' equity to get your return on equity. Facebook has a return on equity of 19.8%. IBM has a return on equity of 72.4%. Let's look at their dividend yield. Facebook does not pay out dividends. So when you take dividends per share divided by stock price, they get a dividend yield of 0%. IBM comes out with a dividend yield of 3.3%. Let's look at earnings per share. This measures net income earned per share of common stock. To calculate earnings per share, you're going to take your net income minus the dividends on preferred stock, divided by average shares of common stock outstanding. Next up, we've got the price-earnings ratio, or the PE ratio. This indicates how stock is trading relative to current earnings. Price-earnings ratio is calculated by taking stock price divided by earnings per share. So let's look at some of this information. Price-earnings ratio for Facebook and IBM. The price-earnings ratio for Facebook, which is determined by taking stock price divided by earnings per share, is 32.2. For IBM, the price-earnings ratio is 13.4. Now, the return on equity measures the ability to generate earnings from the owner's investment. It is calculated as net income divided by average stockholders' equity. The dividend yield measures how much a company pays out in dividends in relation to its stock price. Earnings per share measures the net income per share of common stock. Finally, the price-earnings ratio indicates how the stock is trading relative to current earnings. Let's look at a concept check. The PE ratio. Is it typically more than 100? Is it equal to the stock price divided by net income? Is it typically less than 1? Or does it indicate how a stock is trading relative to its current earnings? If you chose D, you are correct. The PE ratio indicates how a stock is trading relative to its current earnings. The PE ratio equals the stock price divided by earnings per share. PE ratios commonly are in the range of 15 to 20.